guys, it's me, Jessica, and today I'm going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me tag. And I wasn't tagged by anyone whatsoever, but I really wanted to do this tag, so I'm doing it. And I would also like to apologize for my absence. School has started and it's been crazy hectic. I only work on weekends, and all the time I have in order to do video stuff, I actually have to do homework. So there you go, there's my apology. I am sorry. I didn't mean that to be sarcastic, but apparently it was. But here we go, 25 bookish facts about me. I hope you guys enjoy. Number 1, I used to have a reading and writing disability, which I overcame when I was in about 6th, 7th grade. Number 2, I hate Catcher in the Rye. I had to read it my sophomore year of high school, and I just hated it so much. Number 3, I also hate Brave New World, which I had to read my junior year. I hated that book too. Number 4, City of Ashes is the only book I've ever thrown at a wall. Number 5, I lent out this book to my friend and got it back smelling like pot, and it still kind of smells like marijuana. Number 6, I have never read the end of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Number 7, I have never read the end to Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. I told my 2 friends this and they literally wanted to kill me, but I just never read the end of these books. I don't know why. I just never did. And I really need to fix that. Number 8, I like paperbacks. I mean, hardbacks are, you know, pretty nice, but I like paperbacks because they're more flimsy, and I'm not as afraid to dent them or hurt them for some reason. I don't know why. Number 9, I really don't care for John Green's books. I've only read The Fault in Our Stars, and I didn't cry. I cried for the movie, I didn't cry for the book, but I don't really have any desire to read any more of his book. Number 10, I have a Kindle, but I rarely use it. Number 11, this bird statue I used to have where this J is right over here, and it actually gave me a scar while I was rearranging my bookshelf. It's right here. You can't really see it, but it's right here. And it broke in half, but I glued it back together so I could still use it as a decorative thing and a reminder. But it's this little porcelain bird thing that was on my shelf. Number 12, I hate when people, as a publishing kind of tactic, compare books to each other. I hate it so much. I mean, with Legend, they were like, it's the next Divergent. I'm like, just because it's a dystopian doesn't mean it's exactly like Divergent. Just because it takes place in the future doesn't mean that it has the exact same characters, the exact same plot, so don't compare it to each other. I hate it. I hate it so much. Number 13, I judge books by their covers. I mean, who doesn't? We say don't judge a book by its cover to be like a metaphor that you shouldn't judge people by the way they look. That's the whole thing. We still judge books by their covers because the cover has got to be beautiful. Number 14, I take pictures of books I'm interested in at the bookstore, and then I go home and I read the synopsis on Goodreads because for some reason, I don't want to have to stand at the bookstore, open the book up, and read the synopsis. No, I'd just rather go on Goodreads. For some apparent reason, I do that. 15, I will rant about how I hate cliches and tropes, but there are some cliches that I love. Like, the boy is really mean to girl, but then he's got a heart of gold. I love that because it always leads into sassy banters, and I love sassy banters. So I'm okay with those cliches and tropes. Some of them, not all of them. 16, I have listened to one audiobook, and it was actually when I was getting this room put together. I was moving my furniture around and putting my books on shelves, and I was listening to an audiobook. And it's the only audiobook I've ever listened to. It's not that I have anything against them. It's just it's not really sort of my type of thing. I don't really like reading through audiobook. Number 17, I put sticky notes in my books to mark my favorite place. Example, this is Siege and Storm. I have all of these sticky notes, these are my favorite parts in this book. and whenever I reread my favorite parts in books, I just use the sticky notes, and it's a lot faster. I don't have to sit there like looking through the book. I just know where my favorite parts are. Number 18, I used a pretzel bag on a plane as my bookmarker for the whole of the Heroes of Olympus series, and I still have it. This is it. It's well flattened out and worn, but I use this for the whole of the Heroes of Olympus series as my bookmarker. It was just sort of this kind of symbolic thing because I used it as a bookmarker when I started reading this book, so I just kept it and I used it. Number 19, I buy purses based on whether or not they can fit books in them. And I'm currently looking for a new purse. It's a struggle, you guys. It's a struggle. Number 20, I love when there are maps in books. When I opened Six of Crows and it had a map, I was just like, hallelujah. I love maps in books. I will literally stop reading a book and look where a location of a place is on the map just because I love them so much. Number 21. I read mostly urban fantasy, and dystopians. I'm not a huge contemporary fan. I don't even think I've read a historical fiction book. Number 22. After I read a book, I always imagine myself in the book. Like, I'll imagine how I will interact with the characters as well as the plot and things I would do to change the plot. Alright, here we go. Close to the end, you guys. 23. Skullduggery Pleasant, Mortal Coil by Derek Landy is my favorite book I've ever read. I love this book so much, and even though in the series there are books that I might actually rank this book over, this is still my favorite book just because I was at this point in my life where I was just happy, and then I read this book and it made me even happier, and every time I look at this book or I just read any part of this book, that happiness just always comes back and I love it so much. 24. My Goodreads goal for the year is 70 books, but I hope to surpass that. Currently, right now, as I am recording this video, I have read 52 books, and I am just kind of a little bit mind blown by that. But I'm definitely going to try and get past 70 books, especially since I have maybe almost half a year to read about 20 books. Lastly but not least, you guys, 25. I am a very emotional and vocal reader. When something bad happens in a book, I will cry, and I will scream, and I will shout, and my parents and family think I am crazy. But that's okay, because I love books so much. So yeah, there you go. So you guys, that was the 25 bookish facts about me. I actually had trouble doing this, and then after I had finished writing down all my facts, I had so many more that I wanted to put in. So maybe there might be a part 2 to this sometime in the future if I feel like doing it. So yeah, there we go. I hope you guys like this video. If there's anything that I said that you guys agree with, or you're like, oh my god, I do that too, put it down in the comments, you guys. I really love reading your comments, and I wish I got more. Give me more comments. Comment on my videos, you guys. If you really like this video, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe so you guys know when I make a new video about books. And I am sorry that I've been gone for so long. It hasn't been that long, but it feels like forever. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Have a great evening. I hope you guys are doing well. That's all I got for you guys. Bye!